Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing okay today. So there has been a very small update and some changes added inside of Dress to Impress, which actually weren't announced in the official Dress to Impress Discord server. So I am sure that a lot of you guys didn't actually know about these updates and these small changes, hence the reason I want to make a video about them. However, there has been a new costume which was added. However, I have a theory that it will be removed soon, which I will discuss later on in this video. New toggles were added to a specific part of the map. A new separate map was added too. There was a new voting feature added too, and just so much more, you guys, that you probably didn't notice, like I said. However, before we dive in, I do want to give you guys a quick heads up that the information I'm about to share could become outdated or it might not hold true later on, so please keep that in mind as we go through it. But let's get started. Okay guys, the first thing I want to mention to you guys is an issue that has caused so much confusion and stress in the Dress to Impress community, especially on TikTok. However, there has been an issue with players who had like very high ranks, like I'm talking Runway Diva and Trendsetter, who actually lost their rank completely and all of their stars. And instead, inside the game, it would display their star count as NAN, and I'm not too sure what that actually means. However, that meant that they couldn't level up or gain any stars at all, even if they rejoined into a different Dress to Impress server, hence the reason everyone was sort of freaking out. But this was going on for a few days, and in this little update, this issue was fully resolved, so no one should have any issues with this. However, for some context on why this was happening and what really caused it, because I haven't really seen anyone talk about this, it was basically people exploiting the game and exploiting the players. So there are basically people who removed people's stars and their ranks, according to what Owen said right here, who, for those that don't know, is a Dress to Impress developer. So they have said the NAN rank issue should not be happening again. If you have any usernames of the exploiters who caused this, let me know. We've patched this in the newer servers. So in conclusion, you guys, this has been solved and no one should be really losing their rank or stars anymore. Honestly, I'm not too sure how the exploiters managed to do this. However, it's been resolved. So if you were on TikTok and you were kind of freaking out about this and you were scared about losing your own stars in rank, don't worry, you can play Dress to Impress like you used to now, as this will not impact anyone. Moving on, you guys, there has been a new game added for the Lana Lore. However, this isn't a Lana Lore video, so I'm not going to be diving deeper into it. However, I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about this new game, so I want to mention it in this video. However, it is a game called The House I Sensed Before Me. And basically what it is just Lana's childhood home, which if you completed part 1 of the Lana quest, then you'd recognize the house. So the house is actually pitch black and it's so difficult to actually see what is happening. However, as you approach things, you will be able to see them a little bit better. Additionally, Lana's conjoined parents are actually gone, so you can browse the house without them actually chasing you, which is so much better. But on the walls, there's a lot of different messages written which symbolize something. But again, this isn't a Lana Lore video, so I'm not going to be diving deeper unless you guys want me to do a video specifically for it. But the game is honestly pretty creepy, so if you don't want to be visiting the game yourself, I am going to be showing some of the messages that were written on the wall. We have Nelly isn't doing so well because of our absence. I'm so sorry. Can you tell I am so disturbed with who I used to be? Agamemnon isn't who I want to trust, but someone I had to. Why do I let the past consume me? I'm a terrible person. I don't even want to think of my parents right now. Stop perceiving me. It's not their fault. I just resent them for their choice. I am a terrible person. There was a new badge added which you can obtain if you go into the basement outside of the house, and the badge is called What If He Never Leaves Me. Now, in case you guys are wondering, you don't actually receive anything for getting this badge, but for any badge collectors, I'm sure you'd want to get it. So the promised Cupcake costume is inside of Dress to Impress right now. You can obtain it if you go to the plant that is next to the VIP entrance. You'll see a little cupcake picture, and if you click on it, you will turn into a cupcake. So if you actually missed the hot dog costume, you guys, it was confirmed on multiple different occasions that it is returning in a few days or maybe even a week, because the developers did mention a few times that it is returning at the start of November, and as I am recording this, there's exactly like 3 days until November, so it is coming out very soon, you guys. But I do have a theory that they are going to get removed soon, because in case you guys didn't know, a while ago there were players who were misusing the hot dog costume to just basically recreate very inappropriate things, and as a result the developers have taken it away from us and they have added the cupcake costume. However, somehow players have been misusing the Cupcake costume to recreate inappropriate things, and they have been sharing it on Twitter. What's even worse is that they have been tagging the developers, obviously to gain their attention about their behavior. Now, Zach did mention a while ago that if there's players who are making inappropriate things with these costumes, they're going to be pulling a plug on both of the costumes, basically referring to taking both of these costumes down from the game. Now, considering there's players who are currently misusing the Cupcake costume to basically make gross outfits, it makes me believe that in the near future, both of the costumes are going to get removed as a result of players just misusing them. The developers do have a duty of basically making sure that the game is safe for all players of all ages, and in order to do that, they have to obviously extract anything from the game that puts them at risk of seeing explicit content, and honestly no one wants to see it, so it's only right that they remove it. So with that said, you guys, if it is the case that the developers are going to be removing these items, please don't go out your way to send hate to the developers. They literally have to get rid of anything that is inappropriate because 1, it puts the game at risk of being deleted by Roblox, and 2, it just puts people at risk of seeing explicit content, which like I said, no one wants to see. Once again, I do want to remind you that there hasn't been a Dress to Impress developer who has announced that they're going to be removing the Cupcake costume and the hot dog costume when it is back in game. This is just a theory that I have based on what a developer has said previously. However, guys, obviously it is very disappointing to see players taking part in honestly very grotesque behavior, and when you do come across a player misbehaving like this, please make sure that you are reporting them. But you guys, on a positive note, the photo backdrop inside of free play mode was actually pretty glitched previously, as it had this weird orange light in front of it, which made the photos not turn out so great. However, they have patched this, and now you have a few new settings that you can play around with to take better photos. So obviously you have the option to change the color of the backdrop to whatever color you want it to be, or a pattern, and there is also an option to change the light that is shining on your avatar, which personally I think is great, and I love this feature so much. But in conclusion, this orange lighting has been resolved. And the final thing I want to mention in this video is that there has been a new feature added to the voting system, which by the way guys isn't huge or like massive, but basically what was added was when you rate someone with the stars, you will have this really cool star animation appear, and basically it is just a few stars appearing from the center of the star. Again, nothing huge, however it definitely adds more to the voting aspect instead of Dress to Impress, and it makes it so much better voting because I love to spam the stars to see the tiny stars reappear. Anyway guys, let me know down below if you already knew what the Cupcake costume was before this video went live. However, I once again want to remind you that all information that I told you about today could become outdated, or it might not hold true later on. Obviously, I'm not a Dress to Impress developer, so I don't really know what is happening behind the scenes, so please keep that in mind. But besides that, guys, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I make a bunch of Dress to Impress gameplay content and also Dress to Impress sneak peek videos. But I hope all of you guys are doing okay, and I will see you in my next video.